Dear students, today our topic is methods of epidemiology. So under methods of epidemiology, today we will deal with analytical epidemiology and experimental epidemiology. Next is analytical studies. In analytical studies, it is the major second type of epidemiology. So first type is already we have seen about descriptive study, and second major type is analytical study. In contrast to descriptive studies that look at the entire population, here the analytical epidemiology will focus on the individual within the population. So in descriptive study we have seen the entire population, but here in analytical study we will see the individual within the population. There are two types of analytical studies. First one is case control study and second is cohort study. So first we will see about case control study. So this is the design of a case control study. So here the population, so here population is there and we are separating the people case and control. The cases, which means people with disease, is case, and controls means people without disease. So we are dividing two subgroups. From the population we are taking some groups, and in that we are taking people with disease, and second we are taking the another group, disease, people without disease. Then in first case also we are again separating the subgroup, those who are well exposed to risk factors and not exposed to risk factors. And same here, control group also we have taken two subgroups, those who are all exposed to risk factors and those who are all not exposed to risk factors. So you can see the arrow at the top. So top you can see time is going forward but direction is backward. So we will see the explanation here. So this case control study is otherwise known as retrospective studies. So what is meant by retrospective means we are looking back. We are looking backwards, or we are looking for the past events or past situations. We are looking back is known as retrospective. So this is about the case control study. Here mainly there are three features over there. First one is both exposure and outcome have occurred before the start of the study. So before we are going to conducting our study, the disease or exposure of disease have occurred. That is the first feature. And second is the study proceeds the backwards from effect to cause. So we are seeing from effect to the causes. The next is it uses a control or comparison group to support or refuse an inference. So mainly we are using the group, control group or comparison group means the people without disease. Without disease is known as control group. So that group we are selecting means why, maybe to support or to refuse an inference. So this is the three main feature of case control study. Next we will see the basic steps in conducting a case control group. So already we have seen in a diagrammatic present what is case and what is control. Case is the people with disease and control is the people without a disease. So that is case and control. So here the first step is selection of cases and controls. First we have to select the cases and control. Then second is matching. So we have to check for the match. Example, cases may the female peoples are there means control group also we should have a female peoples. And in case group may we are selecting under 5 children means in control group also we have to select the same kind of under 5 children. So that is matching. So each case group and control group, though two groups should have a same criteria, that is matching. And third is measurement of exposure, and how long the risk factors have been exposure to the people. So that is measurement of exposure. Then analysis and interpretation. So we will see the result. So due to the long exposure, what was the ill effect or what was the result? So that is about the analysis and interpretation. First, there are 4 steps. First, selection of cases and control. Second is matching. Third is measurements of exposure, and fourth is analysis and interpretation. Next, we will see the advantages of case control studies. Here, this method is quick and easy to undertake. We can conduct this very easily and quickly, and this method also cheap to undertake. The cost effective also very less, and only method useful in rare diseases. Any rare diseases like cancer and all, we can use this method to find out the causes. Then next is can be used to study the effect of many exposure variables on a single disease outcome. So we can see the many exposure variables. Example, if patient is having cancer, so we can see many exposure, maybe what are all the reasons. So maybe due to smoking, or due to any environmental pollution, or due to any occupational work, like patient may work in any cotton industry, so that may also reason for getting the cancer. So like that we can see the many exposure variables on a single disease outcome. These are all the advantages for the case control study. Next we will see about the cohort study. Cohort study or forward looking. Look for the development of disease in a group of individual free of the same at the beginning. So cohort study means we are looking forward. So this is the future. So we are expecting something from the patient. So patient is exposing these kind of causative agent. So patient will get this kind of outcome or disease. So this is our future, forward looking. Look for the development of disease in a group of individuals. That is cohort studies. The group is followed up over a period of time. So we will select a group and we will follow up group for a specific time period. During this period, some persons will develop the disease under study while others will remain free of the disease. Maybe the patient will get the disease while we are following, or some of the persons will not get any kind of disease. So mainly this is the follow-up study. We are keep on following the persons. The characteristics or compared between those who suffer from disease and those free from disease. So we will compare the persons, those who are with the disease and those who are all not having disease. So we will compare those group. So next we will see the design of cohort study. So in cohort study we are selecting the population. Among the population we will select the people without any kind of disease, and among that people we are doing the follow-up whether the people are exposing to any kind of causative agents, or whether the peoples are exposed to any risk factors. Like that we are checking for the exposed and not exposed. Those who are exposed or not exposed, that kind of people we will segregate, and among them those who are all exposed, how many of them got disease and how many of them are not having any kind of disease, what is the result. And those who are all not exposed, then also who got the disease and who were not got the disease. So this is about the design of cohort study. So in case control study, that is a backward, we are seeing the past situation, but in cohort study we are seeing the looking forward for any cause of disease. So we will see for the disease. But in cohort, in retrospective study or case control study, we are seeing what is the effect of the cause. So that is the difference between cohort and retrospective study. Then next we will see about the advantages of cohort study. So it calculates the incidence rate and relative risk and computer. So we can know the new cases, what all the new cases are coming, and what are the relative risk factors, that also we can identify. And also we can find out the association between the disease, and also we can study the multiple outcome of one type of exposure. So due to one kind of exposure, what are all the outcomes, so that we can see. Then it helps to estimate the relative risk and attributable risk. So relative risk means it may be related to the any kind of disease, but attributable risk means absolute risk. So maybe the we can tell the example of lab test. By doing the lab test, we can absolutely come to know the what are the risk. So this is the attributable risk. Then it allows the assessment of dose response relationship. What is dose response means? So if we are giving some drug means what is the result, so that is the dose and response relationship we can find out. So if one person exposed to some kind of risk factor, so what will be the effect, that we can assess. The next is it helps to accept or to refute the hypothesis with a high degree of validity. So we can accept or refute the hypothesis. About hypothesis already we have studied in descriptive study. Next we will see about the experimental or interventional studies, or similar to in approach to cohort study only. So how we have seen cohort study, it is looking forward, we are seeing the future. So same like this experimental or interventional studies, but here some interventions or actions manipulation will be present. Example, in cohort study we will not give any kind of drug, or we will not do any kind of interventions like drugs or any diet. We will not give any kind of thing. But here in experimental or intervention studies, we are giving some kind of drug or any diet, like that we are doing something, we are giving something, and we are seeing the experimental by giving something. So example, so you take a pregnant women. So pregnant women, you if you are taking 50 persons of 50 mothers with pregnant, so 25 persons are there, and another group 25 persons are there. In two group may only one group 25 person you are giving drumstick leaves for improving the iron, but in another group not giving anything, so you are simply leaving those pregnant women. So you will test what will be the future effect, what by giving the drumstick leaf, anything improvement or there or what. So that is about the experimental or intervention study. You are giving some drug or diet like thing, and you are checking the effect. So this is about the experimental or interventional studies. So experimental studies also have two types: randomized controlled trial and field trials or community trials. So we will see randomized controlled trials. So what is meant by randomized controlled trials means, these are usually undertaken to prove the efficacy of any therapeutic agent, or efficacy of any preventive intervention, or efficacy of any procedures which is tested on any individual subject. So this is mainly to test any therapeutic agent, or we want to check for any drug. So by giving the drug, what will be the result? So that is randomized controlled trials. Now we will see the randomized control trial design. So here the schematic presentation is there. I will explain you first, then I will explain you with an example, then you come to understand. First is suitable. We have to select the suitable population and select the suitable samples, then make a necessary exclusions, then randomize experimental group, control group, manipulation and assessment. So here you take an example of, we are going to take a pregnant woman. So select a suitable populations. So first is suitable population is a pregnant woman. Then select suitable samples. So then I have to select suitable samples. Maybe I have selected age between 25 to 30 years, those who are all pregnant, that women only I am going to take an example. So 25 to 30 years, those who are all pregnant, that people I will select. Then make necessary exclusion. So make necessary exclusion means among that 25 to 30 years of pregnant women, I have to select those who are all apt for my study. So if patient is having any kind of disease like hypertension or malaria or any kind of disease means I will exclude them. So here those not eligible and those who do not wish to give consent. So those who are all not having willing and those who are all not apt for the study, so that I will exclude. So I will that is make necessary exclusion. I will exclude those category. Then randomize means I will select the 25 to 30 years may 50 persons I will select. Among them I will 25% randomly I will select for one experimental group and another group I will set for the control group. So two groups I will select among the pregnant women only. So in experimental group I will give the green leafy vegetables, but for the control group I will not give any kind of any interventions. So this is then manipulation and follow up. So we will see the assessment, what will be their result. So this is about the randomized controlled trial design. So we are selecting the population and we will do the exclusion criteria, then we will do the randomize, that is we are randomly select two group, experimental and control group. Control group and experimental group means experimental group I am going to do some experiment or I am going to give some interventions like green leafy vegetables I have given. So that is experimental group. Then I am going to assess the what may be the result. So this is about the randomized control trial design. The next is a field trial or a community trial. So here we are going to determine the efficacy of any drug or procedure or any intervention. So mainly here large group we are going to conduct. So large group in full community. So if you are taking an example of one village, so whole village we are going to give the effect of the drug or effect of any procedure. Example, trials of folate treatment or supplementation before conception to prevent recurrence of neural tube defect. So before conception, before pregnant only, we are giving the folate tablet supplement, trial supplement for all the women's. Then we can check for the effect. So what may be the childbirth, so child having any neural tube defect or what, so any abnormalities are present or what, like that we will check. And next example is trials of aspirin on cardiovascular mortality. So in cardiovascular mortality death may, if we are giving aspirin means what will be the effect, whether it will be very good or any improvement is there or mortality rate is decreased or what. So like that we will see the trial. So this is about the field trial or community trial. Here mainly we are seeing the large group of persons we are doing the interventions. For more reference you can refer Shyamala T. Manivan textbook of community health nursing, Part K, essential of community health nursing. Thank you.